May I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Uh-oh.
Welcome. Hey, welcome to the show this evening, guys. This is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal, and tonight I am in the state of Tennessee. So, guys, let's show this. Uh-oh.
We're both having malfunctions today.
All right. So, hey, let's show this team some love, guys. Let's go out and support them. Tennessee Shadow Chasers from Johnson City, Tennessee, guys. Man, welcome to the show. I appreciate you guys joining me on this wet Sunday afternoon here in Texas. We can't seem to get rid of the rain, but it's okay. Ooh. We need it.
Nice. You're getting rain.
Yeah, we need it. I think we got maybe in some parts, and this is just over a 3-day period, maybe 30, 40 inches of rain.
Whoa.
Yeah, that is a lot of rain. That's a
significant amount of rain. Yeah.
Yeah, and that short amount of time. So it started Friday, and it lasted through Saturday, all day Saturday. It flooded here. And it started back up. I think it's raining now, so it's pretty bad here. But people always complain. Well, we don't get no rain now. We're getting rain, and people are bitching about it. Well, quit bitching about it. If if you guys ask for something, you get it. Then what the hell, man?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing all that dancing, praying for rain. Now you're getting it. Now you don't want it. Oh, it's too much at one time.
That's right. Oh, no.
Either you get it when you get it or you don't.
That's right.
That's how I look at it.
What do they say?
Yes. Welcome to the show. But right quick, a bunch of shout outs that I have to do before we get started. Are you guys that I'm streaming live with tonight? Are you guys on Kick, Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook? Are you guys that are international tonight? Are you guys over in the UK? Are you guys over in Japan? I know it's either early or either late for you international guys over there. But hey, if you guys are able to join me, I appreciate it. If you don't, I understand totally. This whole time zone thing, it gets to me, and I know it gets to you because sometimes you guys miss out on so much, and I miss out on so much with you guys because when it's daytime over there, hey, it's 3 o'clock in the damn morning here, so I'm asleep. So, but we'll figure something out, But hey, I appreciate you guys joining me on the show. I'm curious to know what these guys are into, what they've been up to lately and where they're going. The most important thing is where they're going. That's where I want to know. So, but with enough said, Tennessee Shadow Chasers, please introduce yourselves to the world.
Go ahead, Haley.
Alrighty, everyone. My name is Haley Cox. I am a really, really new member of Tennessee Shadow Chasers. I actually live in Charleston, West Virginia, around that area. Really funny how I got to meet this team. I had started my paranormal fascination type career, a couple years ago. I'm still very, very new to paranormal investigating. I had met a couple members at the Fairfield County Infirmary. It was Audra and Dee, and we had clicked so well that we connected on Facebook and started chatting it up. And Audra had invited me out to a couple of outings, and one of the first ones was old hospital on College Hill in Williamson, West Virginia, very, very close to me. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm all for it. So that's kind of how I got my little work my way in, and how they adopted me in Tennessee Shadow Chasers. But I'm very, very glad to be a part of this team.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer for her to come on the team. No-brainer.
No-brainer, huh?
Yeah, that was an easy decision to make.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself, Erin.
Erin Hale. I'm from Tennessee, and I have I'm the co-founder. There's 4 co-founders. There's Melissa, Dee, Audra, and myself. And we started this team. Audra, Melissa, and I had worked with each other for another company in the past. And when that company dissolved, we just wanted to continue on. So we did. And we haven't really looked back. We've just kind of been finding really good teammates to come onto the team. Haley, we have Bailey, we have Jennifer. So, I mean, we have some really good members on our team. We all just click like a family. It's really fun because, I mean, also, when we're investigating, we're the kind of team that, of course, we take it all very seriously. Don't get me wrong. But we like to laugh, because just because you're dead doesn't mean that you're a dud. It doesn't mean you have no sense of humor.
Right.
Yeah,
a lot of people, when they talk, when we talk about the non-living, man, they think these people are just, like damn, like they're mannequins. They don't do anything. But people have to understand, just because you don't have a body doesn't mean that you can't, you can't get your groove on.
The humor, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. That's right. So we try to make it fun for us and the spirits as well,
And two, most of the time when we do engage in funny conversations or we make each other laugh, you can see the energy start to go up too, because like you just said, if I had passed on and I'm in the afterlife, I don't want everything to be so stagnant and nonchalant. You want people to come in and have a good time and be able to converse. Right. That's how you get a lot of findings.
Yeah, man. It's that's the big bugaboo I hate about people. They're not, some of them just not open-minded.
Yeah, you just got to try different things, and you kind of read the room. So you really need to have that kind of mind frame of, where are we? Are we at a psych hospital?
Right.
Or are we at a prison? You got to read the room. You got to kind of put yourself in their shoes for a minute and then just have fun with it and see where that fun is. If that fun doesn't get you, start asking serious questions, but you got to break that ice a little.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get out of that nutshell,
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
But hey guys, welcome to the show. Sundays are very interesting for me, and I try to have the guests that best fit the types of discussion I like to have on Sundays. So you guys are going to fit right into the type of discussions that we have on Sundays when it comes to the paranormal. It's going to be some questions that's going to make you think.
I like
some questions that you've probably never even thought about. We're going to talk a little bit about history. We're going to talk a little bit about religion. There's so much to talk about when we're discussing, the paranormal and the paranormal community. It's just that, hell, sometimes I don't even know where to start myself, so I just jump right in. Head first. So
no pressure. No pressure.
No. Well, with that being said, guys, first question of the day, and I'm gonna keep it basic. I'm gonna keep it easy for you guys. This first hand. What possessed y'all to want to indulge in something like this? I mean, there's a lot of things that you young ladies can be doing besides talking and visiting haunted locations. what made you guys want to jump into I'm not going to say a secret society because we're just nothing secret about us. Want to jump into a crazy community such as the paranormal community that we're in right now?
I'll let you start, Haley.
Okay. For me personally, I obviously I think everyone kind of starts out somewhere. When I was younger, I watched Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures, and we all kind of get in that little paranormal industry type feel. But as I started to get older, I started to become a lot more fascinated with the paranormal and what all it entailed. I think for me personally, I had struggled with my own religious beliefs and possibly if there's an afterlife. I mean, I think that's something that we may all struggle with at some point of when we pass. Is it just black? Is it just a void? You know, is there something more there for us to find out? And in the field, we're never going to figure out all of the whys. It's just not possible. But I think being able to enter a community and being able to enter a team with similar beliefs, also differing religious beliefs, that all of us have very open-mindedness about where to look from that standpoint. But I think having those experiences and kind of getting a little step into that world makes your mind wonder. And then you start to become addicted and start asking yourself your own questions. So that's kind of how it started for me, if Aaron wants to continue.
Okay. Let's see. I started when I was a kid. I mean, I was 3. And that was my first paranormal experience. So, you don't really talk about it as you're growing up because you learn really quick. You don't want to be the weird kid on the playground, not for those reasons. So now I'm okay with being the weird kid. So, but I just, once I figured out that you could actually be a part of ghost hunting. Like you could go investigate these places, that places were attainable. Once I figured that out, it was all over from there. Now it's a super expensive addiction, I mean, because it's not cheap, and it's, I don't know. It's just something about being able to talk with the dead, something about, I don't know, bridging that gap of communication. I think it's really interesting, and it just, it's so cool. I don't know. Talking to the dead is something that you just can't.
Now, you mentioned something a few minutes ago, and a lot of people might get upset about the certain word that you just mentioned because they don't like to affiliate themselves with the words you just mentioned, and that's ghost hunting.
Ghost hunting.
A lot of people get offended when they, about that.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's like, hey guys, loosen up a little bit. It's just terminology. Yeah. It's just something that we call it. It's an investigation. It's ghost hunting. It's like, it's okay. It's not that we're hunting ghosts. I get it. I get there's a negative connotation with that. But on the flip side, it's also like, it's just a way to explain it.
Yeah, I've sat and had, an hour, maybe 2.5 hour screaming matches back and forth because of that word. And some people think that is a very ugly word.
They do.
When they use it. And some teams use it. And some teams use it in their, in their name,
Yeah.
And believe it or not, Ghost Hunters, the TV show, I believe they the ones that caused all this, whether you like them or not. Well, rather what you think about them.
Right.
I think they caused it all, because they were sort of the forefathers of paranormal investigating, if you guys want to say that. I mean, there are others that's been doing it for a lot longer, but these guys they brought it to the national, limelight So, but a lot of people get upset about it, man. And I'm like,
Really
okay, I see both sides,
I do, and I'll recant that. I'll take that back, and I'll say paranormal investigating. I mean, I don't want to offend anybody, but it's
well,
just
a lot of people today are calling themselves parapsychologists, whether you went to school or not. Whether you went to college and all that. That's the more professional words that a lot of teens like to use.
Yes.
I think a lot of it has to do too with the way that paranormal investigation was first brought to television. Also the culture of investigating spirits or the paranormal world when it comes to YouTube. Stuff has changed. People want to believe that the concept or practice of paranormal investigation is authentic. And I think the culture now and the environment now, sometimes what is being projected and what is being put on our screens can leave a sour taste in some people's mouths.
Yeah, I just think some people take the fun out of it.
Yes.
Like Aaron, like you say, you can't be all work and no play when you're investigating. You got to enjoy what you do. Because if you don't enjoy it, it's going to get boring.
Yeah.
Really quick, really fast. Because we all know there can be hours of nothing.
Right. And you're sitting
hours of nothing.
Black darkness, and maybe you don't get anything that night. And then it could get boring really fast if you don't make some banter or have people around you that'll share loud.
Yeah,
I think so. But let's talk about the things that we don't do as paranormal investigators compared to the things that we should do as paranormal investigators.
Oh, you're going deep.
Well, I wouldn't say going deep, but there are some things out there that paranormal investigators shouldn't do, but they do. And I'm not the person or the one that's going to tell somebody on how to run their organization. Whether another team think it's right or whether they think it's wrong. Me, myself, I sometimes go down that line whether I can go either or, but it's really up to the team on whether you stay on the straight and narrow when it comes to paranormal investigators, because we are dealing with people that just because they don't have a body doesn't mean that they don't have feelings.
Right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what we do? There is one thing that we definitely do every time we start an investigation is we introduce ourselves. Just simply because it's not our place. It's not our home. It's not where we reside. So it's kind of like if you're going to visit somebody, it's kind of nice to introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because how would you feel if a stranger come to your house and just walk in your door?
That's right.
It would be totally disrespectful.
Completely. And actually, there have been a few times that we forgot, and our results weren't as good as when we did introduce ourselves in the beginning. I mean, I think it just speaks volumes of your character. You just got to let them know who you are.
Yeah, I totally believe so. Give me the total number of your team members.
7.
And how many are males and how many are females?
We have 6 females and 1 male.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
it works. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me. There's something about all of our energy that once we all get together, because we're all very respectful of each other, but because we're all very different people. So we all come from different backgrounds, different experiences. And it's just, we all just click so well.
Okay. Now, how do certain spirits in certain locations, how do they feel about females coming into their residence or their domain?
It
Because
depends. Like if you're at Brushy Mountain and, because I'm pretty sure Brushy Mountain really only held men. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% on that, so don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
But so, I mean, it's a little different where women go into a prison versus if you go into a funeral home. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
one of those things, you got to read the room, and then you don't necessarily want to poke the bear, but you do. So you got to be respectful. There's that fine line of goading that it can go either way. So you're walking a really fine line, but it just depends on where you are, really. The prisons.
Yeah.
It's kind of a crapshoot. You never know. They might
never
like the
know.
guys better. It's one of those things.
We've me personally, I haven't been to the West Virginia State Penitentiary with our team yet as a whole, but they have the Sugar Shack down at the West Virginia State Penitentiary, and I've been in that a couple of times, and the energy will get interesting because the background, I'm not sure if you're aware of the Sugar Shack down in Moundsville, but it was basically used, if I can recollect correctly, it's basically used for a recreation area for the men when the outside didn't have apt weather conditions, and they would put them down there, and there was a lot of disturbing stuff that went on down there. I'm sure you could imagine when they don't
They didn't have guards down there. They just let them down there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So when females go in there, it gets interesting.
I bet it gets interesting when it seems. Well, let's. I'm going to back up because locations are different. Some of the locations that I've been in are post World War II. Mm-hmm. So you're dealing with grumpy men that's been through a lot in their lives. Mm-hmm. And they're not used to dealing with nurses. They're used to dealing with orderlies, which were the males.
Yes.
So when we send a female into a certain location, man, she gets.
Oh yeah,
it's not a good feeling.
Yeah. We run into those spirits, on the USS North Carolina. In the kitchen, he doesn't like women in the kitchen at all. The cook who's still there. He does not like women in the kitchen at the USS North Carolina whatsoever. And so when you're there, you feel like you're getting pushed out or like you don't matter, like you're in the way kind of thing. You remember like when you were a kid and you'd get in your parents' way? I don't know if if your dad ever did this or not, but mine would just grab me by my shoulders, pick me up and move me and then keep moving when I get in his way. That's what it feels like down there. It feels like you're just like, get out of my way. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been down that road before. Guys, topic is going to change, so bear with me. There's a lot of critics. There's a lot of critics out there when it comes to paranormal investigators. There's a lot of people that really don't like us. They don't like what we do. They don't like how we do it. And especially, they don't like why we do it.
Yeah.
But the big question is, did Hollywood get us right?
No.
When they presented what we do to the world?
No. It's so over-centralized. It's so hyped up to something that it's not. I used to run groups, and at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, one of the people said, hey, drag me across the floor. If you don't drag me across the floor and up the wall, I was like, hey, man, we don't ask for that. If that was happening, none of us would be here. Like, we wouldn't be
we would not be running out of there.
That's not a good idea. Yeah, where did you learn this from? That's crazy. I was just thinking, that's nuts that this guy got this ticket coming here thinking he's going to get yanked up the wall and like slammed up against the ceiling. That's not realistic. I'm sure that has happened in a very small handful of cases, but genuinely, it's much different. It's much calmer, much different, and it's not all satanic. I live in the Bible Belt. I live in the buckle of the Bible Belt. I live where the church, the international headquarters of Church of God is. So you can imagine some people around here just aren't kosher with that at all. They believe it's all demonic, it's all demons, and it's not.
Yeah, but the craziest thing is Hollywood is, me personally, I just think they have focused on the younger generation. And with with the younger generation of paranormal investigators that are coming up, and they see what's going on, and there's nobody that's really, really stopping them from doing what they want to do. They don't have the right training. They see pretty much what Ghost Adventures are doing, because I think that's the main show today.
Sensationalized, yeah.
And you can tell if you go on YouTube right now and just pick up and just scroll through some of these paranormal teams, it's all bullshit.
All clickbait. Their titles drive me up the damn wall.
Fascination with demons and demonology has plagued the content creator paranormal environment.
To the point where it's like, I don't even want to watch a lot of them anymore. There's a bunch of them I do not watch anymore because it's just, it's just overdone. It's overdone.
Yes. And not only that, it leaves a bad taste in those guys that are out there that are really trying to do this and do it right.
Yeah.
But it seems like and I tell people this all the time, and it seems like we might save one or two, but long as social media is involved in this, we're talking about thousands and thousands of kids looking and going through their little troubles of trying to become paranormal investigators, and to me, it's hell. I'm scratching the hair off my head, and I don't have any damn hair.
But you're right. You're right. They just. I mean, a lot of them are going off like you said, what they're seeing on TV, and they have to over sensationalize it in order for people to watch it, and I get that. I get that to an extent. I just wish they just roll it back just a little bit. Let's put the realism out there. Let's make it more realistic. Let's not be screaming bloody murder every time you hear a knock, because in reality, that's not what you do.
Right.
You hear that and you're like, did you hear that? Shh, wait. And you're very quiet and you wait for it to happen again. That kind of thing. That's what we need to be putting out there, man. The truth.
Not everything. That's these content creators. Obviously, they're needing to drive views into their channel, so they'll have hour-long videos where they're just getting anything and everything, which is great. Sometimes that does happen, but also not every sound or not every bump is paranormal in nature. And I think what's something that what our group does too really well is we definitely offer a level of skepticism in introducing these investigations. And I think that's needed. Not everything is paranormal in nature.
I think so. And I think nature plays a big part. And because you mentioned, because if you into a location, man, there's no telling what's in the walls or what's above you. It could be a little bird with the nest, it could be a squirrel. It can be nature. Yeah, nature is just into everything. So one little bump that you get, man, it might be a gopher. I mean, who knows what it might be?
Yeah. Especially in some of these places you go into that are a little bit more run down than not. These owners are doing a massively fine job at trying to revamp these places and keep them up and using the money from investigations to get them together. But let's be real, critters get in everywhere. And so if it's a place with no electricity, not a bunch of people around all the time, it can happen.
Yeah. Hey,
Not always
RIP. Yeah. Mr. Curtis, what are you talking about? RIP Deadfalls. They were the best. I remember when they came to Cedar Park and did an investigation here. And if I can remember, I went on that property like a year after they were. No. It was a lot longer than that. It was probably like 4 years after they were there. Man, and that place is still unbelievable. A lot of the
where was it that they went?
Cedar Park, Texas. It's called the Cedar Park surroundings. If you guys get a chance to look that up on YouTube, please, because it was an amazing show that they did, and when I went on that property, you can feel the heaviness on it. It's one of those properties where it was so many different peoples involved into that investigation. You got you're dealing with Native Americans, you're dealing with the first, because I think that church that they built was the first church in Cedar Park. So you're dealing with the angry spirit, which was the priest who brought everybody in, and he ended up killing somebody. And what's so crazy about it, I know that the body is on that property, but unless you're doing a major excavation, you probably will never find it.
Finding it, yeah.
You probably never find it. But the way she did it was perfect. And I try to duplicate exactly the same way that they investigated. And I didn't tell anybody about the location, about what happened there. I didn't tell them about the just nothing, the situation, nothing. The clan was actually there too. Members of the clan was there. They were all the craziest thing is they were fighting the Native Americans for the land. And what ended up happening is I think the natives ended up killing the clan, but the clan ended up wiping out some of the Native Americans that was there. It was a mess.
Terrible.
It was a big mess on how that happened.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude. And you can just feel the energy when you go onto that property. Right now, because it was surrounded by some mobile homes, but they long knocked down the mobile homes. There's some people still living there, and I would love to get it. I mean, I would love to go and talk to them about it, but they got, they had they built a big old fence around it, around their property. But
Did they really to keep everybody off? Probably.
Yeah, because that place is unbelievable. It really is.
Did you guys hear about the fire at Lake Shawnee?
Briefly, yes, but I didn't know what started it.
I don't know either. There was a big fire that started at Lake Shawnee. I don't know why that just popped in my head. I'm so sorry.
Lake Shawnee, that's where the carnival was, right?
Yes, and it's an awesome place, and there's an Indian burial ground there. I mean, there's like documentation, and it became like a public thing. Like everybody come excavate some Indian. It's terrible. But
it's horrible. But guys, I'm gonna ask you guys a question, and just be honest with me.
Okay.
If I was to come to your town, and I was like, Aaron, I'm knocking on your door, and I'm gonna grab you by your hand and say, "Let's go for a walk, Aaron."
Okay.
Just me and you. And the only way you really don't know anything about me except for what on the podcast. So It's a big shock that I knocked on your door and I know you're Aaron.
Okay.
But I grab you by your hand and I say, Aaron, let's go for a walk and let's talk.
Right.
And we just start walking, we start talking, and I say, Aaron, I know that you're passionate about what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to help you become more than what you want to be. Now, I don't know if you think that you're ready for this, but me personally, I think that you are.
Okay.
So, you were talking, and I say, Aaron, I'm going to give you knowledge of everything you ever wanted to know about the paranormal.
Oh wow.
The
Okay.
upside, the downside, what happens when just the whole book. Even though, as we're talking, the book is being written still.
Yes. Yes.
But wouldn't it be cool if you knew what they were thinking before they even wrote it? That would be cool.
That would be kind of cool.
That would
I don't
be
know.
cool.
I mean, or would a person like me be ready for that kind of knowledge? I don't know.
I don't know. But the big question is, since you have all that knowledge, would you continue investigating knowing what you know?
Right.
Or would you
Yes.
stop?
I
What
would
exactly would
You know
Aaron
why?
do?
Because I'm talking to dead people. That's why. Because they have personalities and they have needs and wants and they have
Right.
Conversation to be had. So who's to say that someday I can't go have a conversation with Marie Antoinette? That would be
That would
be
cool.
awesome. I mean,
That
I'm
would
gonna
be cool.
censor myself, but in a nice way, that would be epic. Or any Michael Jackson. Who knows?
We'll talk about
Anybody,
that one.
Prince, anybody.
So
I mean,
you
that
will
would be awesome.
so you will continue on your journey.
Yes, I would so continue. This is a journey I am on for the rest of my life.
Interesting.
And this is a journey I am on for the rest of my life, no matter what.
Okay,
No matter
Haley, what would you do with all that knowledge? Would you give it all up?
I
What
don't
you're
know if I
doing?
that knowledge, to be honest with you.
Right?
That's my answer, and that's my answer for the reasons of, again, I don't feel like we will ever know everything. I know this is a theoretical situation.
Mhm.
But again, just to mirror Aaron, we are on a journey. And that journey, even ever after every location that we go to together, I'm always looking forward to the next one. And I'm always looking forward to the
Yes.
conversation that I'm going to have with the spirits, because each time, like the Eura Shrine in Bristol, Tennessee, by far, probably my favorite location. It beat Old Hospital on College Hill, and that one was a hard
Did
one.
it really? Oh, that's a tough one.
But but stepping into these locations and getting just a sliver of something that will make your mind turn and twist and try to figure it out is one, it's addicting. But two,
Terribly.
it keeps you on the journey of beginning to maybe possibly put things together. So that's what I was saying. I don't know if I'd want the knowledge. I like the path and the journey that I'm on. So
Yeah.
definitely.
Interesting. Because a lot of people would say the same thing you guys are saying now. As much as all that would be welcoming, knowing everything that the paranormal side has to offer,
Yeah.
that you guys will continue doing what you love to do, and that's really great, but there are some out there that was, they're like, well, man, if I know everything, what's the point of me investigating if I know everything already?
I guess to have a conversation and to enjoy learning from some. How many times can you say that you talked to somebody from the 1800s?
Phew,
You know what I'm
not
saying?
many.
I mean, let's just say. Now I know this. You can't tell if the spirit's telling the truth or not. Sometimes, if I get that, but saying, if you're sitting there directly talking to somebody, from the 1800s, and here we are in 2025. That's
It's a
awesome.
Actually,
Yeah.
And nobody can ever take that away. Now
Those-
that I've experienced it, nobody can ever take that away from me. Nobody can ever take that away from me. Nobody can ever convince me that the paranormal doesn't exist, because
Yeah.
I've lived it in so many different aspects of my personal life.
Interesting. Let's talk about your community for a minute, because you mentioned you guys are in the Bible Belt.
Yeah,
Man, there's a church on every corner, huh?
and a Waffle House. Yeah. So it's like church, Waffle House, bar. Church, Waffle House, bar. Right? So it's like a thing they got going on.
So how do they react to you guys when you guys are out in the community?
You get mixed reviews. You get some people that'll come up to you and talk to you about something that they've experienced in the paranormal, and they're so excited to talk to somebody about it, because they're not in the community like we are. They're not in the paranormal community, which is a very welcoming community. I mean, I think, but so, and then you reach these people that tell you that you're going to go straight to hell because you're necromancing and you're talking to demons, and they try to pray for you and save your soul. And if you want to pray for me and try to save my soul, please, by all means. I do not mind that at all.
Yep.
Prayer is always welcome for me, but I don't think what I'm doing is wrong. I don't think what I'm doing is evil. Because I just I can't really explain it.
Yeah, I don't like being called a heathen.
I just, in my heart of hearts, I feel like what I'm doing is fine.
Yeah, man. I don't like the name calling. I don't like being called heathen. You're a bad guy. I don't mind. Like, whatever a heathen is, hey, if that's what you want to call me, that's what you want to call me.
I'll be that.
Yeah, I will gladly wear that title. Yes.
But
proudly.
Is there a way where you guys can actually open up to your community and show them, hey, it's not what you actually think it is. So what does Tennessee Shadow Chasers do when you guys want to welcome the community into your life?
With the paranormal community?
No, I mean yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Welcome them into our paranormal. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Haley. Start first.
Oh, well, I know where you guys live in the Bible Belt, but I was just going to say the Tennessee Shadow Chasers offers paranormal investigations at the Ura Shrine. And as far as community ship, I think bringing in or offering those nights for investigation where anybody can come in, and also for a really cheap price compared to other locations, you're able to immerse yourself in a spiritual world where the dead is able to talk to the living, and the living can come to talk to the dead. I think at the end of the day, everybody is going to have their strong, firm beliefs. They're going to have their opinions, and sometimes we cannot change those. People are very firm in their beliefs, but we have met a couple people that have came to these shrines specifically and have come back to us and said, that was one of the most amazing locations I've ever been to. Thank you so much for allowing this to happen or offering up this opportunity. And I think being able to witness that is really, really, it gives a lot of gratitude. So,
yeah.
Okay. The one thing that we do,
I love the ringtone.
You got a duck in there with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. As you can tell, I'm a big duck fan.
Yeah.
The way that we open the community, we reach out to the community, is we'll have a meet and greet.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go into a location, where a bunch of people will congregate, and and we'll just put all the equipment out. When we'll just let the people just go and touch, and curiosity kills the cat. So they're going to be curious.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where the conversation comes at. You know, even though there are, like you say, there are some out there that are uptight about it. If you give them an inch to, you know, to calm down, you know, don't be so judgmental about every little
Right.
thing.
Right.
Just, you know, hear us out and see what is
Give it
really
a
going
shot.
on.
If you
Then
like it, you like it.
maybe,
If you don't, you don't.
yeah, maybe you would change your mind.
Yeah.
You know, because Texas is at the start of the Bible Belt. I mean,
Right.
we're man from Texas to Louisiana, Alabama,
Mhm.
all those
Yep.
southern states, man.
Yep.
Yeah. And so
Well, so what we do, because I mean, West Virginia, we're in East Tennessee, we're in East Tennessee, we are in Middle Tennessee, so we have members all over Tennessee except for West Tennessee, and so we all come together at the shrine because we're ambassadors of the Euro Shrine, and so we do hold bookings. So we open it up. We've opened up August 2nd, I think it is, for the public ghost hunt. Just to see, we opened it up for people because not everybody has a team that they go travel with, and you know, even $280 might be pricey for them. I think it's a fair price, but for one person, it might be a little pricey. So we hold public hunts for $40 a piece. You know, and that right there, yeah, it's a really good fair price. They can use our equipment if they don't have any equipment. So we're opening it up for people to come experience the shrine, experience something different, see if you like it, give it a shot. It's $40. You know, you're going to spend more than that at a restaurant.
Wild. Well,
Right.
exactly. I've spent more than that just on BS alone, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And the Euro Shrine, I mean, it has quite the name in Bristol, Tennessee. Quite the name.
Getting the recognition.
Yeah, I mean, there are pizza people who won't deliver there, or like, you know, they come to read the water meter. It's a different person like every time because they're freaked out. They're freaked out about the Euro Shrine. You know, they call it the cult on the hill.
Interesting. Guys, how do you guys feel about pay to play?
Pay to play as far as?
Well, you know, there are some locations that want you to pay a ton of money to go into their locations.
Listen, we have caught a little bit of slack for the prices that we charge for the Euro Shrine being too little.
Yeah.
And so this is what we're thinking, because we only charge $280, right? Mm-hmm. That's fair instead of $1,000. Because like you said, I mean, my God, there are some people that charge so much that you have to have multiple teams come together. You're talking about 15 to 20 people come together to get into a location, you know? And so, and that it can be a beautiful thing when you do that, but it also can be a double-edged sword because you're dealing with different teams that investigate differently and that you may not rub them the same way as other people. You get what I'm saying? So it can be kind of dicey game to play. But we've been ridiculed for the lower prices, but we're not looking to get rich. We're just looking to educate people and to have people experience the paranormal. I mean, that's really important. That's kind of the point of the whole thing. You know, right. You want people to experience it. You want people to learn. You want people to experience something new, something neat, something different.
And the most important thing is you want people to respect it.
Yes. And you can't do that. There's no way you can take a place that you're trying to get people into. There's no good reason to hike that price up like that unless that money is going directly back into the building.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Desperate need for it. Like, you know, the shrine, we need to get a new roof on the shrine, you know? So, you know, we have several other teams that are doing public hunts there that are the only other ones besides us that are allowed to do stuff like that. But they, you know, so their stuff is going to go straight to the shrine. So it's, you know, it's
important. I think, you know, when locations are just charging a fee to charge a fee. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So once you start getting in that near $1,000 range, it's like,
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah, we're going to charge you this for the first level, but if you want to go in the second level and in the basement, you're going to have to charge a premium. We're charging you a premium price. That's a bunch of
Boo
junk.
boo.
yeah, when it goes back,
Bunch of junk. You
Yeah.
know, guys, as much as these people are jacking up these prices
Mm-hmm.
to get into these locations,
Mm-hmm.
this is a main concern for me, is the people that make these devices. This has become a $1 million a year
Yeah.
business. Whether
Oh.
whether they think these things work or not, you know, people are buying this.
Yeah. They
And
are.
it's unbelievable.
And
I
it's
mean, I've seen
expensive.
devices.
Oh, it's expensive.
I've seen things I know they don't work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Things
like,
that have been
you
debunked, things that
knucklehead.
have been timed out. Like you can literally sit there and time these things to make these bells go off or make these lights go off. I mean, and people are paying hundreds of dollars for this stuff.
Hey, you know what? And but you got to respect the hustle.
That's it.
You gotta
You
respect
got
the
to.
hustle.
You got to. You have to.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's so crazy about it? It's just like going to a used car,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to go and you want to buy a car, and that car looks good, but damn, that rim pod, same thing. That rim pod looks good and it works.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's the same damn thing.
Yep. Yep. It is.
Like,
Don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things that you're right. You don't.
and
You know,
I
they're
just,
smart enough to put it together.
yeah, why not make the money? You got the knuckleheads out there that's gonna buy it.
Yeah.
You know, it's all that. You know, that's the downside. That's the bad side of the paranormal.
Yeah.
You know, if we can keep money out of the situation, I think this place would be much better. I think it would be much better.
Yeah. If all the money could go towards rehabbing the buildings and they could go towards, the permits for the buildings, because for these buildings to open up for us, there's a lot that goes into that. They have to buy permits. They have to be regulated by the state. And so even some of these places that are super dilapidated, according to the state, they're open. They had to have passed because their doors are open. But it's just some of the ones, I mean, like you just putting the money back in them. I think Adam Kimmel is one that's brilliant. I mean, his buildings, he has worked tirelessly from building to building, and everybody with him helping, Addie and, everybody, Rebecca Kirschbaum. I mean, they're all amazing, and they all put in so much time and effort. So when you go to investigate these buildings, you don't have to worry about black mold. You don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry about wearing a mask or taking allergy medication before you go because it's so bad. It's nice when they do that. It's very respectable, very nice. And I think the spirits like it too.
And I think the spirits are welcoming if you respect the place and you honor the place.
Yes. Because they can tell. We can tell.
If this is what really gets me, guys, and I've never been a fan of going to a location where it's been heavily booted, where there's been a lot of people that's been there. The ghosts are tired, the people are tired, but they constantly open those doors up, man, to see if you're gonna catch something, whether you catch something or not. But the thing is, guys, spirits are people too, dude, and they can smell bullshit from a mile away.
Hell yeah, they can. Oh yeah. Even better so in death than in life, I think, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the biggest question is, why do people don't think, and I've heard this a million times from a million different people, why don't people change the way that they do things? Why are so many teams are just happy with what they do? You know, every now and then you gotta, okay, you're drinking cocoa, but every now and then, man, you want to put a marshmallow in your cocoa.
Right.
You want to be able to change things up. But there are so many teams out there that are so content of doing the same old every single investigation. And people like me and Haley are sick and tired of it because it doesn't make any sense. And I'm going to be honest with you. Haley, me and you are hanging out in the jail cell at Pittsburgh Penitentiary, or whatever that penitentiary is, the one that everybody go to. Right. We're chilling. We are chilling in ourselves, you know, and we're sitting there conversating, and you look around the corner and you see Aaron walking up just walking. And the first thing you said, oh shit, Terry, here comes another one. Here comes another one. So we're going to figure out what exactly Aaron is going to say. And she's going to blow our mind and say something that's going to make us communicate and want to talk with her. Or she's going to say the same old BS that we've heard 20 minutes ago.
Right.
So, we're sitting up there, and guess what? The first thing that pops out of Aaron's mouth. Can you touch that cat ball?
Yeah. We already asked that. Shut up.
Like, what the hell, dude? There are too many letters. There's 26 letters in the damn alphabet for people to keep saying the same old over and over again.
Yes.
At what point, guys, are we going to start thinking outside of the box?
Yeah, you know the worst one is for me? Is that you? I don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah, who the hell is it?
Which one of us, right? They're all just leaving their going, we're going to dumb over this.
So, Haley
outside that box.
Yeah, so here's what Haley does. Haley's like, watch this, Terry. I'm about to blow Aaron's mind right now. And look, and she don't even have her camera on to even see it. You know, so you're sitting down. We're both looking at this cat ball. And it's like, what should we do with this thing? So Aaron is like, Terry, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to sling that son bitch 500 yards.
Yeah.
You know, so Aaron gets up all the strength she can get, all the strength she can muster, all the energy. She picks that up, and Aaron, not even having her camera on, so she's seeing it, but she's not believing it. She's not believing it. She's like, oh my God, dude, this cat ball is in the air, and Haley throws that sucker so far down the jail cell you can't even see it.
Yep.
And do you know what Haley says to Aaron? And she goes up to Aaron in her ear and is like, come up with some new tools, buddy. You know
what? That might be a conversation that they're having, because we just like a little insert here real quick. We were at the Monroe House. Where is that at in Indiana, Aaron? Do you remember?
Oh, I can't remember where it's at in Indiana.
It's very, very famous.
Rockford County.
The mysterious Monroe House.
Yeah.
That was another one of the very first few times that I traveled with the Tennessee Shadow Chasers. And it was really interesting. We were upstairs in one of the rooms. I can't remember what exact room it was, but we were flashlight communication. Mm-hmm. And obviously introducing ourselves, asking questions, and just kind of having some fun with it. And somehow it got brought up
where I was having a conversation. I was talking to them, and I was saying, you don't like when people tell you what to do, huh? I was having conversation, just normal conversation like me and you.
Yep.
And I'm sure you've had so many people in here all the time. I'm sure it must get tiring. You don't like being told what to do. I wouldn't like being told what to do. And that flashlight went crazy. Like it was just like, yeah, I'm sick of this. like
Yeah.
Thanks for hearing me.
That's
You
the same
understand.
flashlight
Right.
over and over again.
But guys, that is when you did that, that is something that they're not prepared for. Because when they are so prepared, they are, especially when these people goes into these locations over and over again, you know, spirits kind of get set in their ways. Like, oh man, I'm about to do this over and over again. I mean, I'm really tired of it. You know what I'm saying? But if you got that one team who thinks outside of the box, who thinks, you know, like, hey man, let's do it this way, you know. Next thing you know, bam.
Like this. Sports. Football.
What they,
okay?
yeah,
now
what
around
they
here,
doing.
around Tennessee football's big, okay? But wherever you go, whatever the big sport is, Kentucky, it would be basketball. It would, you know, so kind of figure out where and ask them if they want to see a game. And just put an old game on YouTube and just let it play. Just let it play. You know how long it's been since they watched a football game?
The one thing, guys, what is the one thing that's universal?
What? Music?
Music.
Music
is universal. That's something, whether you're dead, you're alive, everybody can relate to
everybody.
it.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So why not? It depends on what era the place is in.
Right.
You know, but if you got that late 60s, that late 50s vibe going on, dude.
Yeah.
I've turned on some Johnny Cash in Trans-Allegheny and their little recreational area, Tripwire. Loved it.
Did you wait, hold up, time out. Did you say some Johnny Cash?
Johnny Cash, you're right. Yeah.
Boy, you can't compare Johnny Cash and wait a minute. No. Hell to the no. You can't compare Johnny Cash to Little Richard. There is no way in hell.
Wait, how about this one? I was at Randolph County Infirmary and I played Patsy Cline Crazy. It was great. It was great.
See, no. You put on some Little Richard is the man. I guarantee you. You go to a location and you put some Little Richard on, everybody relates to Little Richard because he revolutionized music in that era. Everybody jammed off of Little Richard. No matter who you were. If you was country, if you was gospel soul, well, he got in trouble with gospel. You know, they wasn't having that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But man, we put on some Little Richard in an investigation. Man, you could have felt the positive energy in that ballroom when we were in that ballroom. It seemed like everybody just wanted to dance.
Nice.
So the craziest thing is, so I know they were digging it because I went outside and somebody would whisper, "Good golly, Miss Molly," and that's the song we were playing.
That's awesome.
I'm like,
That's awesome.
And I was looking around, there was nobody out there but me. So the person that whispered that in my ear, man, they showed a lot of grace and gratitude hearing that song. Probably took them back to a place where they felt, man, one hell of a good time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, music is a big investigations.
If I hear about you guys playing some, who was he again?
Johnny Cash.
We'll play Little Richard. Johnny Cash.
You know, Ring of Fire, Walk the Line.
Some Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Man,
Next time, listen,
I'm
just for
making
you,
a
next
trip.
time we're gonna
If I
play.
hear about if I hear about you guys doing some Johnny Cash, I'm getting in my car, my little Kia, and I'm driving up to West Virginia, and we're gonna have a talk.
Yes.
Because there is no way. Johnny Cash, and then you said who? Patsy Cline?
Patsy Cline.
Oh my God.
Come on, Patsy Cline.
Patsy Cline? No.
Patsy Cline is great.
That's-
Man. And you from Tennessee?
Yeah. But also 21 Pilots is a real good one. I don't know why. And I haven't played them for a long time, but 21 Pilots, Spirits love 21 Pilots. I don't know why. They've never heard of them, but they're great.
I'm shell shocked right now. I am speechless. The gods have spoken. Y'all hear this? Freaking Patsy Cline and damn who? What's his name again?
Johnny Cash.
Y'all hear this? What the hell is going on?
We'll get it right next time. We'll get it right.
Yeah.
next
Parents
time.
are
We'll do
angry.
Little Richard next time. Promise. I promise.
We'll
We'll do
report
Little
back to
Richard
you.
next time.
That kills me. All right, guys. Hey, Haley.
Yeah.
You have a four-legged friend behind you.
Yeah.
Not more. He got sent to downstairs.
Okay, now, would you consider taking him on an investigation with you?
I would absolutely love to be honest with you, because he would love it, probably.
Mhm. Mhm.
One thing with my dog is that he's crazy. Like I told you, he's in his terrible twos right now. So I don't think he would be doing a whole lot of scoping around. I think he'd be more interested in the living than the dead.
Oh, okay. So he's not quite familiar with the gifts that he has.
Right.
His only his really good gifts right now are stuff in his face and leaving water everywhere from when he's drinking from his bowl.
Yeah,
And
that's good.
Well,
Those are
at least
good
he's not
problems to
peeing
have.
all over the place.
Yeah,
that
right?
is worse.
Right.
Well, you know, a lot of people that got dogs, man, they always like, man, that is a great idea. I think
Mhm.
we haven't tried it, but I think we're gonna try it.
I'd be too
You
scared
know-
to bring mine. Mine would be too scared. He would.
Yeah.
He would just growl the whole time. I mean, and he's like 12 pounds.
But that's a good thing. I mean, if he's growling at something that he can't see,
Oh
I mean,
man, here at the house, he scared me to death one time because there was like a week span. I had come back and I cannot remember where it was from. I did an investigation and I come home, and before I got home, my husband had said, you know, Bowser's real. He didn't even want to come back in the house, and Bowser's spoiled. My dog has his own blanket. He has several beds. You know what I'm saying? He's spoiled rotten. This dog is. And he didn't want to come back in the house. Well, I come home and he starts growling, like down in the basement. We're watching TV and he's like looking over towards the fireplace and he starts growling. And it was like, what is he looking at? So I'm kind of like looking, is anything catching his eye? So I pick him up and I start walking him towards there and he starts backing up at me. Like he's trying to go back through my shoulder, growling even more. It was terrifying. It freaked me out. And then he stopped. After that week, he just stopped.
that's
Yeah.
weird. You guys got basements?
Yeah. Yeah, why?
We don't have basements here in Texas.
Oh, you don't, do you really? I mean,
The ground is too hard. There's a lot of rock and limestone. And I thought that would be, it's weird for a southern state to have basement. And I didn't expect that in Tennessee because I thought you guys have a lot of rock too.
we do. We do have a lot of rock.
Now, is
Clay.
this basement?
Our dirt's like orange. It's clay. It's not
okay. So
like up north. When I used to live in Minnesota and Iowa, our dirt was soil. It was black soil. And my brother-in-law at the time, we brought him up there. It was so funny because he looked out the window and he looked at my sister. He said, "That's so weird. Why do the farmers burn the ground here?" And she said, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "The dirt's black." And she said, "That's the soil. That's just what it looks like." Because the further south you go, it starts changing. It's not like that.
Weird.
It's not as
That's
fertile.
weird. I
Yeah.
did not. I mean, I thought maybe in West Virginia,
Yeah,
but
we
I
do.
did not think that in Tennessee that you guys would have basements. Now, is it every house has
No.
a basement?
No, not
Or
every
is it
house. No.
Just certain houses.
Just depending on the blueprint. Yeah. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yep. Like my basement is half underground.
Well, at least
It's
you're
not all
prepared.
underground. Yeah. Huh?
Well, see, at least you're prepared.
Yeah.
For a
Yeah.
for
Although the
whatever.
ridges, the mountains break everything up around here, so it's rare that we get serious storms.
Wow.
Once
All right,
every once-
guys, let's talk educational when it comes. We're going to talk a little bit about education. Aaron,
Mhm.
how many kids you got?
2,
2. Are they still in high school? Are they grown?
Nope. 20 and 25.
They're out of there. And
Yeah.
Haley, you don't have any kids, do you?
Moose, my dog.
Okay, let's play. Okay, and let's back up a little bit. Your kids are in high school, and this is a big thing that's going on here in the Metroplex area, the Dallas, Fort Worth, and some of the bigger school districts, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington. They are putting parapsychology as an elective in the schools.
Oh wow.
What do you think about that?
I think it's a great idea.
I love that.
Okay.
Parapsychology is psychology, but for the unknown, right? I mean, is that basically what it is?
Now, would you allow your kids to participate as in any,
I would. I wouldn't have a problem with that because it's a real thing. You can get a real degree. It's a real thing. I mean, it'd be worth it.
The only problem is they would not get the proper OJT training to actually benefit them, because I don't think that the school districts are allowing them to go out and actual investigate certain locations.
Yeah, I mean, to make it legitimate and to make it worthwhile, yeah, I would totally make sure they could go on investigations, even daytime investigations, just, if it was a safety thing,
Yeah. And I think it is a safety thing, because I don't think the school districts are allowing them to participate in investigations, but they are teaching it in the schools. And that's where I got, well, if you can't, you could teach, but if you can't be able to go out and actually do it, then what's the point?
Why bother?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to learn the trade, you might as well learn the trade. Don't
Yeah. I mean,
half-ass it. Just
so yeah, the school districts. Now, I'm not saying. I mean, I don't know, but there might be somebody out there that can train these guys properly. That's not school involved, if you know what I mean. But all that is based on the parents, on whether the parents would allow them to do it.
I would allow.
Okay. Hey, guys. A couple more questions, and I'm going to get you guys out of here. This is a serious question here, because it's going to make you think here. The paranormal community, it's a pretty big community, and we've been around for a very long time. Not as long as others. When I mean others, I mean people like cryptozoologists, people that are archaeologists, people that are heavily into the scientific community. And with being on that, being a part of the scientific community, you get the chance to represent your community at the scientific table.
Right.
So why is that you guys think that paranormal and parapsychologists have not been invited to that table yet?
Oh, that's a good question. I think maybe because it is still new enough. I understand that in Victorian times, table tipping was a big thing. Tarot reading was a big thing. It was actually, seances were popular, but I think it's always been kind of looked at as a hobby. I think the rest of the world has not caught up with the paranormal community as far as our thought process goes of bridging the gap of communication between the living and the dead, that it's an actual thing that, that you can do. It's amazing when you can talk to somebody on the other side. When they can show you, when you can have those emotions and those feelings of theirs, they can show you that stuff. They can have you feel that stuff. I think it's still new. I think it's still considered like an underbelly society, so to speak. Still, it's growing rapidly, and it has recently, I think in the past 5 to 10 years has really gained popularity, and we've gained a lot of steam moving forward, especially since people are able to go out there and investigate themselves. Be it a building, a cemetery, their backyard, it's gaining more popularity, but I think the seriousness hasn't set in with people watching the paranormal community grow. I think that's the only reason why we haven't been invited to that.
Now, do you think that's the reason why have not been, asked to join the club? Is because of what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because there are a lot of individuals out there who doesn't get the notoriety that paranormal investigators get, but they are invited. They've been sitting at the table for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like archaeologists, for example. These guys, there's so many archaeologists out there. You don't hear anything from them. But if you put a paranormal investigator and an archaeologist together, and you produce evidence for Lord knows for whatever reason that these paranormal investigators, they put evidence out, and the people look at it and they try to analyze it, and they're like, maybe not. But an archaeologist can put the same thing out, can go to
a vase. Yeah, they can find a vase. They can piece the vase together. It's physical. It's right there. Right. So paranormal is ethereal. It's not physical. And I think that's the disconnect, because an archaeologist can show you bones. They can piece together bones. Then they can take those bones and they can make a body with it. And with electronics show you, hey, this is how their face would have looked. Or, to where paranormal, it's esoteric. It's the unknown, and sometimes, and as sad as this is to say, if you have that perfect piece of evidence, a lot of people are too scared to put it out because over sensationalizing of TV shows and paranormal and the clickbait for it's, almost died with a demon in my bedroom kind of clickbait, that kind of stuff. And so people are scared to put that proof out there because they're going to get ripped to shreds. They're going to be like, oh, they faked it. So I think that's kind of a stigma on the people in the paranormal field, kind of scared to show that perfect piece of evidence because they're going to get ripped apart.
Can they say the same thing about cryptozoologists?
Yeah.
They could.
Yeah.
Because I think once people discover, people swear to God that they seen a Bigfoot. So they'll take a picture and they'll send it somewhere, and people will rip it to shreds, and they'll break it down. They'll try to, do this and do that. And it's like, well, no, it can't be, because look how it's walking. It's walking like a human,
Yeah.
But the thing is, guys, they're at the table. They're sitting there. So
And
how
maybe,
is that?
maybe
I
it's
don't understand.
easier.
I don't understand that.
Maybe it's easier to believe in Bigfoot instead of Aunt Sally coming back to visit me from the dead. Maybe it's just easier because, there's a stigma on the paranormal. There's a lot of people who are tied into religion that look at it like it's evil and like it's untouchable. You're wrong for doing it. And then you've got, it's like I said, it's easier to believe in Bigfoot than it is a dead loved one wanting to come back and speak to you, because then that's going to open up your mind on different levels that can really mess with you.
Now, is it? I mean, oh man, because
It's a good question.
Yeah.
it's one of those questions that I think somebody is saying, no matter what you present, you can have the most positive and the most exceptional, story or evidence that you got,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they're saying that we're not unified enough. I don't think that they're saying that
That could be it as well.
our community is not ready for this because of what's going on. There's no unification. There's nobody there in our community that can bring all of us together as a unified front to actually say, hey, this is what we need to do.
Well, that's right, because too many people have their egos in the way, and too many people are interested in getting famous instead of finding answers. So I think I think you're onto something with that one. I really do, because so many people are like get rich quick schemes, and they think, I can get in this and make $1 million. No problem. I can be funded by YouTube kind of thing, whatever. And people are just getting in it for the wrong reasons. And I think that is tripping up the paranormal society, because egos are getting in the way. Because if you drop the money, like you said earlier, drop the money idea. Don't worry about the money. Look for the answers. This is what you're looking for. Answers. This is what we're all in this for, is answers. And if you're not in it for answers, I'm kind of questioning your
Motives,
validity here. Yeah.
Yep. I man, because I think it's time. I really do.
Yeah.
And we need one person that has the knowledge, the capability to unite us as a whole and represent us as a community as one. And I think that's the time where we would be accepted at the table.
Yep.
Because to me, myself, there's too much evidence. There's too much proof. There's too much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's certain things out there that you just can't deny that there is no way. If people don't believe that there is something going on, then I'm going to put you in, you don't have common sense, because that's the way I put it. Because you have to have you have to have common sense to actually believe that there is something out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
I totally agree with that. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
And I believe that it's something wonderful. I believe that it's something that we are going to experience. And I can't wait for that day.
It'll be a fun day. It'll be a great day. That'll be a victorious day for the paranormal community, because it is still, the paranormal community is still a small enough community to where everybody pretty much knows everybody. We're all going to cross each other's path eventually.
Yep.
Eventually. It's very small still, considering. So there is a chance to turn it around. There is a chance to get it back on track. It's just going to take everybody. It's just going to have to take everybody to do it. And I question that sometimes, because some people are in this for the wrong reasons. They're in it for the sensationalizing. They're in it for the clickbait. They're in it for the money. They're in it for the recognition, to where if it doesn't, There's a picture that I took at South Pittsburgh Hospital. Okay. And it's of this monkey this monkey guy at the end of the hallway. And then there's like two faint children at the very, very end of the hallway. And then there's a picture that I took of a boy in a freezer there. 3 pictures. One picture is in it, he's in it. The other 2, he's not. I mean, it was boom, boom, boom. And somebody out there is taking recognition for those pictures that I took. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn. They're great pictures. They're great pictures. I just want the pictures out there. It's okay that I took them on my cell phone. I have the originals on timestamped, dated, everything, you know, but I don't care because it's a great piece of evidence. Look, can you see this? This is that one of that boy. I always keep it by my desk, and I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can definitely see it.
It's South Pittsburgh Hospital, and this one, this one he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's floating around that somebody else took it, and you know what? It's whatever.
That's crazy.
It's a great piece of evidence, and so if that can affect somebody to be like, I'm gonna have to look into this. I'm gonna have to go there. I hope that happens. You know, it's all right.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at it.
You'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised.
But I mean, that's how we should all be. We should all be like, hey, you know, Haley took this picture. And this girl, Haley, took this picture from the Tennessee Shadow Chasers. I'm not really familiar with the team, but check this out. You know, you should be able to share stuff like that across the board. It should be welcomed and encouraged.
You start developing communication with others too, and you open dialogue. And once you start those questions, and you're getting some really insightful questions from other people, and then it just builds yourself to start, you know, questioning things and looking at things, and keep open-minded about things.
Mm-hmm. Lee Allen did a podcast with me a few weeks ago, and with me and Audra, and he's got a really good idea that's going to be coming out soon about great minds, like a round table of great minds. It's gonna, just wait when you guys hear about it. It's gonna be very exciting. Okay. He's got a brilliant idea. But yeah, it's people need to come together, you know, and just discuss, like Haley said, discuss different aspects of how you investigate, different tips and techniques, and you know, you might learn something. If you open your mind a little bit more, you might learn something new that'll help you. You know, the best thing my history teacher told me, and I was 8th grade, and the summer break was coming, and he's like, Terry, what are you going to do for summer break? And I'm like, I don't know. Well, he said, well, are you guys going to travel? And I'm like, well, no, we poor folk. I mean, we're not going to travel. I'll probably go down to the store, if you want to call that travel. And you know what he told me? He's like, son, you don't have to have a lot of money to travel. Mm-hmm. Open up your mind and open up a book, and you can go anywhere in the world you want to go. Yep. That was great. I've stuck with that ever since he told me, because and I'm like, wow, dude, this guy, I don't know where he's at now. Right. But that phrase has stuck with me forever. That was great advice. Man, it's no telling where. And he's right, because if you open up your mind in your book, it's no telling where you might end up. That's it. Opening your mind is a beautiful thing. You know, there's nothing worse than saying, well, historically, it's always been this way, so it's always going to stay that way. It's just, life doesn't work like that. You're going to stay in the same rut. Yep. You've got to get out there and expand your mind. It's fun. It's beautiful. It makes you think, you know. Exercise your mind a little bit. And you know what? And don't let nobody tell you otherwise. That's right. You know? And that's right. I live by that. I mean, man, I've always, every time I think about what he told me, and I'm like, wow, if I can talk to this guy now, I don't know if he's dead, or because he was up in age when I was in middle school. Oh yeah.
So I don't know. Have the cycle of life got to him, and he's been reincarnated to someone else? We
Yeah.
really don't know. But that phrase has got to be with me forever.
That's
Goodbye,
it.
Mr. Curtis. I will call you tonight, brother. Appreciate you coming out, hanging out with me on the show, man. I really do. You guys able to see the comments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see Lisa J, Anita Bush, Justin Curtis. Yeah.
Anita Bush.
Yeah.
Anita Bush, are you kin to, oh boy, that guy that came on the show last night? He always gets himself into trouble. I can't think of his name, but I'm pretty sure he normally pops up on here. You know, like I say, I'm from all over the world, man. England,
It's very good.
Japan, you know, they come in, they'll pop in, pop out, they'll say hello. You know, so hey, Anita, thanks for
It's very early in England right now.
yeah,
Isn't
thanks
it?
for coming on the show, man. I really appreciate it. Actually, I think Anita is a guy.
Well, okay. But it's very early in England right now. So, wow.
Yeah, it's very early.
Yeah.
And all right, guys, 2 more questions, and I'm gonna get you guys out of here, man. I know you guys got better things to do than hang out with me and talk, because I can talk forever.
Talk.
Oh, we could too, obviously.
How do you guys feel about cemeteries?
I like them. Well, who's to say? I know that people say, why would someone hang out in a cemetery? But maybe they're just seeing who's going to visit their grave. Maybe they're just visiting, you know?
Yeah, but I can ask the same question. Why do spirits hang out at a house?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah,
Spirits hang out.
one of the things. I mean, they can move around. They're not. I don't know all of them can move around, but I do know some because of the Euro Shrine. They come and go. It's like a train station, so they can show up and come and go as they please. So
yeah, I think spirits can do whatever the hell they want to do.
Yeah, like Lisa said, cemeteries can hold a lot of history, and a lot of emotion. Right.
You know, and if you're in the South, Tennessee, West Virginia, I'm not too sure about West Virginia. That's one of those states where you're right there. You know, you can go north or south. I mean, I'm not quite sure. But I know in Tennessee, man, there's a lot of history in Tennessee. There's a lot of history in Georgia, Texas, man. And some of the best locations I've ever been to are cemeteries.
Yeah.
Some are segregated. Some are very segregated to this day.
Yeah.
They, you know, Hispanics. And they, oh, man, speaking of, I lit a mausoleum about 2 months ago, and it was a Hispanic mausoleum. It was a Hispanic cemetery. Cool. It was. I can't say that it was 100% segregated because my sister is buried out there, but it's probably a good 85% Hispanic.
Wow.
And yeah, man, I got the weirdest welcoming ever at that location. You know, they welcomed me, but at the end of the night, they told me to leave.
You overstayed your welcome.
I've overstayed my welcome. You know,
we've experienced that before.
It seems like the more I go into the inner city, the more it gets a little weird. Because I go into the historical Black side of town in Austin. Some cemeteries I'm welcomed. My team is co-ed, you know, but they asked the question, why is she here? Why is he here? So once that come out, I know exactly who they're referring to.
Yeah.
You know, so I have to explain to them, hey, You know, they don't mean no harm. They're here with me. They, you know, they come to visit you. You know, and it's up to the spirits to accept that or not. You know, it depends on what kind of trials and tribulations they went through when they were alive, whether they're going to accept that or not. For an example, we went, I don't know if you guys remember James Byrd, the guy that got drugged in East Texas. We went to go show show respect for him and visit him at his cemetery. We actually went down the road, which is unusually weird, that he was drugged down on, and you would think that they would change the name of the road to James Byrd Road, but they didn't. East Texas is so stuck in time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They are stuck in time. Man, the only time either side get together is on Friday nights.
What?
Yeah, Friday nights. And Friday nights is football night. That's the only time they will get together. Any other time after that, it's completely segregated. You know, so
What?
well, you don't want to go to East Texas.
Wow. Hey, Texas has some of the best barbecue.
Oh,
Just
Lord,
saying.
Yeah. He said, here we go.
Texas has some of the best barbecue. My husband models his cooking after Texas. You don't like Texas barbecue? And you live there?
Come on, let it out.
Did I
You know,
tap into a nerve?
Here's the thing about Texas barbecue, and I'm going to be honest with you. Overcooked, overpriced.
Oh, those are fighting words. I bet you a lot of people are going to be mad at you for that.
They can be mad. You know, undercooked, underpriced. There's no in between.
Oh, that's awful.
And I always say, now you got these people out here that are out here showboating, telling people that they're the best barbecue place in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you got to realize some of the best barbecue ever is some of these places you've never heard of.
Oh, yeah, the hole in the walls. Those are the good places. Those are the good places.
Those are the good places you go. You go to the hole in the walls, and you'll find the best barbecue ever.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Not compared to Jack's Barbecue or down the street that opens up at 7 and got a line around the corner.
Yeah, opens up late in the afternoon.
But here's the thing. Those people that are lined around the corner, they don't know anything about freaking barbecue.
No.
You know, they think barbecue is meat with sauce on it.
Yeah, no. Barbecue is a craft. It's a beautiful craft.
I wouldn't say that, you know.
Oh, I would. I would argue that point. I would.
Okay, since you we're gonna go there. Since you wanted to go there, we're gonna go.
Okay, let's do it.
Where is the best barbecue ever? Where is the barbecue capital of the United States? What
Cleveland,
state?
Tennessee. My house.
Negative. Nope.
My husband's cooking is yes. Hey, I know where my bread is buttered.
See, you're just trying to get you're just trying not to get in trouble. You're trying not to get in trouble.
Brownie points.
The barbecue capital of the world has got to be St. Louis.
You think so?
Oh yeah, of course.
He knows so.
I know so. And I'm not even from I've never been to St. Louis a day in my life.
Right.
But I know where good barbecue originates from, and that's from St. Louis. Ask your hubby.
Okay, I will.
See what he says.
He's in bed right now, but I will tomorrow.
He will probably say, and if he say anywhere else, then
He's
don't
He's
wrong.
gonna
leave.
say
Yeah.
Texas. He's gonna say Texas is the best place.
And tell him, give him my number.
I will. Okay, I will. I will.
And I will argue him down.
Now.
Okay,
That's
but
it.
you know what? Texas is known for one thing. Texas is known for one thing, and that's brisket.
Mm.
Okay, they know Texas is known for brisket, but what goes with the barbecue? You gotta have. I mean, when you
Potato
barbecue,
salad, baked beans.
not just that. You gotta think. Barbecue is like paranormal investigating.
Okay, I want to hear this. Yes, do this.
You gotta think outside the box when you barbecuing.
Yeah.
You know, in certain states only have their eyes open for what they do. Okay, for an example, North Carolina is known for their dry rub. Their you know, whatever that they put on their barbecue that's known for dry rub.
Mhm.
St. Louis is known for wet rub.
Mhm.
Texas is known for brisket.
Mhm.
Now, let me ask you guys a question. Now, would you settle for the brisket, or would you settle for the masses, where you get the brisket,
The
you
masses.
get the ribs, you get
Yeah.
chicken, you get everything that a barbecue is supposed to come with, not
Mhm.
just brisket. I mean, brisket is good.
Oh yeah, you want all of it.
It's really good. But dude, I mean, it's not exactly what I want. I want the whole damn cow.
He's making
Yeah.
some good points.
He is making a good point. He is making a good point. Yeah.
I want the whole damn cow.
Yes, yes, yes. That I can
You know what I'm
agree with.
saying? So what's the point of coming here eating brisket, and that's all you're gonna get? When you go to St. Louis, you can get brisket, sausage, ribs, and everything else, and for the price.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. No, I
Like
can't.
Lisa
I can't
said, the
argue.
whole dang shebang.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there, man. I mean, I'm not for sure what exactly your husband cooks.
Everything. He cooks all.
He cooks all.
He cooks it
Man,
all.
you gotta show me. You got a picture of this guy? I want to see, because if he can cook, I mean, he got to look like a barbecue. He's got to look like he can throw
Yeah.
it down.
Let me find a picture here. Hold on. I'm looking.
He should be on your screensaver. That's no excuse.
He is not on my.
There's no excuse. You got to wait 20 minutes and you still ain't found that picture?
There. That's him. That's him.
Oh, no. No.
He's got a flat top grill. He's got a charcoal grill. He's got a gas grill. He's got a smoker, not a pellet. This is.
But why so many grills? If he's as good as he say he is, if he's as good as he say he is, he can cook on anything.
Yeah, he can. He can cook on anything.
But why he has so many grills? Take it up the backyard.
Yeah, we got one in the backyard. We got Santa Maria, the one over the open fire pit that you crank. Yeah, we got one of those too. We do.
Well, you know what? We're gonna have to have a showdown.
Yes.
Good old fashioned barbecue.
Yep.
showdown.
Good old fashioned barbecue
I wanna
showdown.
be invited.
Hey, I'm ready. So you look, you didn't put your husband in something he don't know nothing about. He don't even know what spot to hit him
Totally
yet.
be down for it. If it has to do with cooking, he'll totally be down for it. Yep.
I got it beat.
Yep. You'll have to meet him.
I'm glad we acknowledge I got it beat, because I mean, what does he cook with?
What do you mean? What's he cook with? White oak. White oak.
Who? White oak?
White oak.
Never heard of it.
You are
I'm
full
just being
of
honest
it.
with you. Never heard of white oak.
Post oak, white oak, the same thing.
You know what? I'm gonna put this on Facebook. Have anybody ever heard of white oak? That barbecue? I've never heard of it.
White oak wood, like the wood.
Yeah, it must be a Tennessee thing.
You are so no. What's this thing?
Hey,
Rotten.
Haley, do they got white oak in West Virginia?
I don't know. I'm sure they do. We aren't much of a grilling family. We need to be, but we aren't.
Listen, I'm
Well,
telling you.
I'm sure
White
she's
oak
telling
is-
the truth, though. I'm sure she's telling the truth.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I don't know, man.
Look it up. I'm telling you. Look it
I
up.
don't know. You know, I'm known for the Rib King in my family.
Oh.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Nice. Okay.
I'm trying to turn it over to my son, but he wants to do his own thing, and I respect that.
Yeah.
You know, but
How old is your son?
mine.
Mhm.
If I told you how old my son is, that would give my age.
I told you the age of my kids. I'll still let you guess my age.
No, I don't want to get it. You should never ever do that to a woman. Come on now, you trying to get me in trouble.
You are smarter than you. Yeah, you're smarter than you let on. See?
You trying to get me in trouble. Hey, I don't want you. Hey, I don't want no 3 a.m. phone calls from your husband. Nope. I am gonna keep that to myself. You know what? You want me to answer that for you? I'm gonna answer that for you.
Okay.
You're 25 years old.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
See,
Yeah, and I have
that's the perfect
and I have
age
20
for you.
I have
Now,
20
I don't know how you managed to pull that off. 25 years old and
right.
have a kid
That's
that's 25.
And I'm only
You
25.
tell me how that happened.
Mm. I have
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
miracle.
Yeah, I don't know how that you pull that one off.
Yeah, good guess. 25. Good guess. Yes.
But that's
Well
a
done.
good age. 25 is a good
Well played,
age.
Terry. Well played.
That's the way. Hey, I won't get in trouble.
That's right.
I
Smart
will
man.
not get in trouble.
Smart man.
You know, but guys, one question, and it's going to be a hard one, okay? So I want you guys to really, really think about this. You know, Haley, I'm going to pick on you.
Oh, Lord. Bring
You have a paranormal bucket list?
Oh, man. Actually, yes, I do.
Where would you like to go?
I really, really, really would love to experience a Winchester Mystery House at some point.
The one in California?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All the places in the world that you can go to, you want to choose that one. Why?
Well, I've heard nothing but good things about it. I mean, there's a couple locations around me that I could probably go to that aren't too far of a drive. I haven't been to Indiana State Sanatorium. For some really good things about that place. Or some other locations. I had Brushy Mountain on my bucket list for a while. I just recently completed that a couple of months ago. I also had the Shrine on my bucket list. But I've heard nothing but good things about the Winchester Mystery House and the complexity of it and how they came to her in dreams. Sarah Winchester, I believe was her name. They came to her in dreams about how to design the house and renovate it to do different things. And I think that whole story in itself is extremely interesting. And I would love to see the architecture of that house.
Interesting. Okay. Now, that the only place you would like to go?
Now, in a dead spot. I mean, good Lord, I've been to some really good locations, but I'm trying to think. Oh, St. Albans Sanatorium. We're supposed to go there at the end of the year.
December? Yeah.
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 Is that the one in Dallas? I mean, is that the one in Florida?
No, it's
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in West Virginia. Yeah. Right?
St. Augustine. Because when I think of St.
That's
Augustine,
you're saying St. Augustine. She's saying St. Albans.
oh, I thought she said St. Augustine.
No.
My fault.
Yeah,
My fault.
No.
All right, Aaron, where would you like to
All
go?
right. Here in America, I want to go to Alcatraz.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I'd love to go to the Paris catacombs. And then the ancient Ram Inn in England.
we need to plan a trip and go there at some point because that internationally,
yeah, we will.
the ancient ramen would be
Yeah.
where I would want to go.
Yeah. That place sounds spectacularly spooky.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
Someday.
Interesting.
What about you, Terry?
Well, my friend, if I really wanted to go somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking outside of the box.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to go someplace where there's a lot of history, a lot of depth, and just a lot of misery. So my
Okay.
first place would be France. Like I will go to Normandy Beach.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you know.
Yeah, that would be great.
Lisa hit it. Lisa hit it perfect.
Sloss Furnace, are they? I don't even know if they're still open to do paranormal investigations. I called probably like 4 years ago and they weren't doing paranormal investigations. I wonder if they're back open for that. Because yes, Lisa. Yes.
So, but after that, I would make my way inland, and I would hit up just about every concentration camp that I can get into,
Yeah.
and that would be one for the ages.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would go into Paris, drink up
Mhm.
all their wine,
Yep.
and kiss all their women. I will make them mad and leave.
That's it. Sounds like a good bucket list.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's one of those. I mean, at least I can go to Tennessee and try to get some decent barbecue.
That's right. You can.
Right.
Yeah, you need to go to the Euro Shrine.
Well,
It's a good bucket list.
It is.
well, I'll go if you guys want to pay for me. All right, guys. Hey, guys, been an interesting conversation. I really appreciate you guys coming on the show. Any last remarks before I get you guys out of here?
Thanks for having us. We had fun.
Yes, thank you. It was a good Sunday night. I had fun.
Yeah. Yes.
Every night, I try to make sure every night's a good Sunday night.
Well, you do a great job.
Yes.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I do my best. You know,
Yeah.
I try to keep my guests laughing, and I try to keep them thinking, all at the same time.
That
you
you
did
do.
Oh,
You do a great job of it.
So I appreciate it. With that being said, tell the world how to get a hold of you guys if they're ever in Tennessee.
You can get a hold of us through our Facebook page, the Tennessee Shadow Chasers. And we also have a button on there for WhatsApp, and you can contact us through WhatsApp. If you're interested in investigating at the Euro Shrine, that's how you reach us as well. Yeah. And then, we do house investigations. So if anybody out there is near us, anywhere close to us, we're willing to do house investigations as well. So just look us up, and if you have issues, and talk to us. And if we can't do it, we can find somebody who can.
All right. Yeah, guys. You guys are ever in Texas, man, please look me up.
Yes.
I will show you guys a great time. A lot of locations that a lot of people have not been in. And I'm not just saying that just to say it. It's a fact.
Deal. I like those places.
And I will show you guys the world of nasty barbecue.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
I mean, because people say we got some of the best barbecue, but I'm gonna have to take you to the hood to show you some good barbecue now.
That's fine. That sounds like a plan.
We're
I'm down.
Well, hey, I don't know if you guys are ready for that.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know if you,
It's a good thing.
I don't know if you guys are ready for that. Hey, I don't carry no guns or anything, so but I do got a knife and a fork, man. Hell, you got
Just get ready.
Yeah, you got. Well, here's the thing: good barbecue. You don't even need that because it just.
Nah. It
Comes
just
right
just
off
as
the
long as it has a little bit of a pull on it. You don't want it to
No,
instantly.
no. See, that's the difference between Tennessee and Texas barbecue. Everything. No, you want that to just slide right on off.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
We'll agree to disagree. It has to have a little pull. It can't just fall off the bone.
I probably can.
You know, you need a little pull.
Oh, dude, it's gotta fall. And I can show you guys some good Tex-Mex.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Our Texas store got
yeah.
Good Tex-Mex, and I can do some good Tex-Mex all day long, man.
Mm-hmm. Tex-Mex is good.
Mexican food here is good. It's
Nice.
really good. It's like drinking a Four Loko on a Saturday night. It's good.
That's great. That's great. Yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks for coming on the show. I
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it. Aaron,
Yes.
I'll be contacting you in a couple months to see how things are going with
Okay.
you guys, see if
Deal.
anything have changed. So
Deal.
please do not delete my number.
Nope. I've got you saved in there.
So you get this Texas phone call. I don't want you to think it's a bill collector.
Nah, I don't have. Nah, I'm good. I'm not worried about bill collector.
So a lot of people think that's what I am. I'm like, man, I thought
No.
you was a bill collector. I'm like, damn, pay your bills.
Yeah, no, it's good. No, I'm good.
But anyway, guys,
All right.
enjoy. One moment. Ah,
Where'd he go?
I love his text tone. The duck.
He's great.
I love it.
it. It's so funny.
let me get these people off right quick. All right. So sorry about that. I had to let my son in the house.
Oh yeah, that's important. That's
Yeah,
important.
he's got groceries.
Yes, then that's very important.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Tori, who's got the best barbecue, man?
Like what?
Like between Texas and Tennessee.
Texas?
He's a knucklehead too.
You see? Even he agrees. Even he agrees.
Well, I can agree. I mean, because I've never heard of Tennessee barbecue, so I can agree with him. I can agree with him on that one. But anyway, guys, hey, I will be contacting you in about 3 months to see how you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
See how things changed, and all that good stuff. So, welcome. Thank you for coming on the show. I
Yes,
really
thank you for
appreciate it.
having
I had a great time. So what I'm going to do is once I get off of here,
Mhm.
I am going to make some reels. So once those reels are, they're going to be AI generated. So I'm not for sure how that works. StreamYards allows me to do it. So, but I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is they're going to generate I think the most important topics of the podcast. So
Mhm.
if those get done, I'm going to share them on my Facebook page. So feel free to go onto my Facebook page and or YouTube or which ones that you guys follow me on. Feel free to share those with yourself and put it on TikTok or whatever that you guys do.
Yeah.
And I'll be hearing from you guys soon. So hey, I appreciate it. Stay out of trouble, Aaron and Haley, and I'll be talking to you guys soon.
All right, we'll see you.
All right, guys. Hey, guys, this is Terry with NSPS TV, Paranormal Podcast. Another great show on another great Sunday, and I hope to see you guys next week. Who knows who I got on the show, man? I don't know, man, but we will have somebody, and trust me, the conversation will be just as good as this one. So until then, peace. Bye, guys.
Good
Bye.
night. See ya.
Bye-bye.
You think you know me, don't you? You think you've seen the worst, like you've already crushed me beneath your heel. That's That's what you all thought, right? That I was done for. That I'd just disappear. Fade into the dust like a forgotten whisper. Like I didn't matter. Like I wasn't a threat. You made me. This. You fed the darkness. Stoked the flames.